Hi friends, what do you mean by the Atmakaraka, the planet which is called Atmakaraka in your horoscope? So Atmakaraka is that planet which is at the highest degrees in your horoscope. Alright, now that could be any planet. So you have to find out which planet is the Atmakaraka. Some people also consider Rahu to be the Atmakaraka. It depends on whether what is your way of looking at astrology. And so the planet which is at the highest degrees. So that planet, it is placed in which house of your birth chart? That is going to be very significant. And how that planet is placed, in conjunction with which other planets. So all that will define your life path, your soul's purpose in this life. Now, Atmakaraka planet is the planet which is the significator of the soul. The natural Atmakaraka is Sun. The planet Sun in astrology is the natural Atmakaraka. So that is same for everybody. Also find out in which house of your birth chart, D1 chart, Sun is placed. Also, in order to look at the exact position of the Atmakaraka planet, whether it is the natural or Sthira Atmakaraka Sun, or whether it is the Chara Atmakaraka, which is a concept in Gemini astrology. So the Chara Atmakaraka you will come to know when you look at the planet with the highest degrees. So that planet is the Chara Atmakaraka. Okay, so now that planet, also look at Sun, the natural Atmakaraka, and the Chara Atmakaraka, which is the planet with the highest degrees. Look at both the planets in your D1 chart and also in the KP chart. Because the KP chart, the Krishnamurti Paddhati chart, will show you exactly in which house the planet is placed. In order to know the exact placement of the house, of the planet in the house, you have to look at the KP chart. So in your D1 chart, your Chara Atmakaraka, say if it is Mars, it may be placed in the 9th house in the D1 chart. In your KP chart, you may find that it is placed in the 8th house, or it may also remain same. It may also in the KP chart also you may find that it's placed in the 8th house, in the 9th house. Anything can happen. Also look at how the Atmakaraka planet is placed in your D9 chart. D9 chart, or the chart of fortune. So how the planet is placed in that chart, that is also very significant. Now friends, you should also look at all that, okay? And also what will happen when your Atmakaraka planet I'm talking about the Chara Atmakaraka, it could be any planet in your horoscope. If it is retrograde, what will happen? If it is retrograde, then definitely, suppose it is placed in the 9th house and it is retrograde. Then it is placed in the 9th house. So look at the results of the Atmakaraka in the 9th house. But because it is a retrograde planet, it will cast 50% aspect on the 8th house as per Bhrigu Nadi Jyotish. So 50% aspect on the 8th house, which is considered to be a powerful presence also in the 8th house. So look at the results of Atmakaraka even in the 8th house. So you should look at both. So if it is a retrograde planet, okay? Alright. So it has the power of giving you results of both the houses then. So keep all these things in mind when looking at your respective timestamp. Atmakaraka planet in all 12 houses of your birth chart. So let us get started. What will happen when the Chara Atmakaraka planet with the highest degrees is in the first house of your chart? Then definitely what does the Atmakaraka show? Also, one more thing I will mention about Atmakaraka. So this is also part of the introduction only. That Atmakaraka is actually the planet which shows your duty, responsibility. in this life. So what duty, what responsibility you have to shoulder, and what duty you have to execute in this life. Okay, your karma or your dharma in this life. So it is your dharma, and obviously dharma is your duty. So you have karma attached to that particular house in which the Atmakaraka is placed. So Atmakaraka planet, it shows that your duty, your responsibility. It can show your soul's desire. It can also show your life purpose. It can also show your life path. It can also show your inherent nature, even your nature to a great extent. It can show that also, because it is significator of the soul. So this is actually your true nature. So that planet will show what is actually your true nature, because that planet is at the highest degrees in the chart. So you are very mature in that, in all the significations, or in certain significations of that planet, because in your past lives, you have gone through all that. That planet has been very important even in your past lives. That is why it is at the highest degrees. So it is actually your true nature also. Now you can see a sample chart on your screen. You can see that in that chart, Sun, which is the natural Atmakaraka, it is placed in the 11th house in Aquarius. It is a chart of an Aries ascendant. So natural Atmakaraka in the 11th house, and the Chara Atmakaraka in the case of this native, this is a D1 chart, is actually Mars. Mars is the Chara Atmakaraka. It is at the highest degree. So Mars is placed, you can see, in the 9th house. So in order to look at the exact position of Sun and Mars, you should also look at the KP chart. So for this particular native, in the KP chart, Sun is in the 11th house only, but Mars is in the 8th house. Okay, so like that you have to find out. Then you will get results of the 8th house as well. You should also look at how Sun and Mars, the natural Atmakaraka and Chara Atmakaraka Sun and Mars, how they are placed in your D9 chart also. That also you should find out. Okay friends, now let us begin the discussion. What will happen when your Atmakaraka planet is in the first house? That means first house is part of the dharma trine, the trine of dharma. And Atmakaraka planet is also connected with executing your duty and following the path of dharma. So that means you will have to follow the path of righteousness, dutifulness in this life. You will have to stick to your moral principles. So that is very important. If you really, believe in doing your duty, because again, first house is part of the dharma trine only, which is again the trine of duty. So you have to be very dutiful towards your family, towards your own self, maybe your career, and even towards your family, whatever duties you have, even maybe towards your society. So you have to be very dutiful in life. When you follow the path of ethics and morality, you will get good results when the Atmakaraka planet is in the first house. But if you deviate from the path of duty or dharma, then definitely, you will see that there will be problems. There will be problems, obstacles, and also, anything can happen, like earning a bad name in society, or difficulty in attaining success in life. All these things you can face. So you have to follow the path of dharma. Now, when the Atmakaraka is in your first house, it also means that you will have to give a lot of importance to gaining knowledge. You have to gain knowledge. That is very important. The more you gain knowledge, the more you prosper. Okay, so you have to gain knowledge. You also may have any sort of creative skill. Okay, so you can also be somebody who's very creative, who wants to seek knowledge. So then try to enhance your creative skills, try to gain knowledge, gain intuition. That is also important. Okay, enhance your power of intuition through your knowledge and wisdom. That is important. And follow the path of duty or dharma. And such people who have Atmakaraka in the first house of their birth chart, they may also want to do something independently. They love their freedom, independence. They have a high sense of self-esteem. And they may also be self-confident, provided the Atmakaraka is more or less well placed in the first house. Okay, so if its dispositor is also well placed, that is, look at the zodiac sign in which the planet Atmakaraka is placed in the first house. Now the lord of that zodiac sign, which is your dispositor, how it is placed, that is also very important. So if it is more or less well placed, you will get good results. You will be self-confident, you will have high sense of self-respect, self-esteem, and you will want to establish your identity in this life. You were born because you really have to have your own identity. Such people who have Atmakarak in the first house, I have seen, they don't want to depend on others. Even if their family wants to support them, even if their spouse is very supportive, I've seen that is not something which actually gives them happiness. They become truly happy when they can do something on their own. That desire to do something on their own, that desire to establish their own identity, okay, that desire to be independent, to live, with a sense of individuality, and their sense of freedom is so important for them. That's what I have seen. So yes, friends, all these things, they also, because the first house is also part of the dharma trine, and here we have fire energy originally in the chart of the cosmic man, because we have the sign of Aries. So they are somebody who can really have a lot of energy, passion, desire also to fulfill their ambition, also to establish their identity in this life. So that is very important for them. So only then they can be really happy, and only then they can feel that their existence or life is meaningful. Now let's go to the next house. What will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in your second house? Second house is part of the earth trine. Here we have a lot of earth energy. Look at the cosmic man chart. We have the sign of Taurus. You cannot forget the chart of the cosmic man. You need to superimpose that chart every time. Okay? So earth energy. So such people will be goal oriented in life. First, I'll talk about their inherent nature. They really are, and they want to be goal oriented, focused on their target, hardworking, methodical, structured, even disciplined, detail oriented. They want to attain their goals, whether it is career goals, relationship goals, professional goals especially. And they also are materialistic by nature. They want to accumulate wealth in life. They have to accumulate wealth. It could be for any purpose. Maybe they want, definitely because they want to lead a life of comfort, even luxury, and they want to be, they want to lead a life which is, is like, means for them life is meaningful if they have access to resources. So they need to have access to resources. So that is very important for them, because they want to lead a life of pleasure, but they also pleasure and comfort, but they also may have other higher aims also. That will again depend on various other planetary placements. They may also want to be comfortable, want to lead a successful life, but they at the same time they want to accumulate resources, maybe because they eventually want to move towards charity. That is also possible. If you want to help others out also, for that also you need to have access to resources first. You cannot help others out if you yourselves don't have access to resources. So for any purpose, they may want to have resources. So they believe that when I have access to resources, to wealth, that is power. So then I can do whatever I want, and I can fulfill all my desires, and also I can fulfill my ambition in life. They will think that way. Now these people who have Atmakarak in the second house, they are also people who definitely have some karma, or because their duty now is attached to their family. Okay, so they need to be also dutiful towards their family. They also have some dharma or some duty or karma even attached to second house, to obviously earning wealth, which I have mentioned. And so speech can also play a very important role in their life. Okay, how their values will be very important for them. Okay, so all that they have, all that they possess, maybe their values, even whatever they have learned from their household. Okay, all those values, even their education also, whatever positions, because second house is the house of your possessions. Whatever you possess, it could be material things, it could be any kind of things, any kind of thing which you possess. All your possessions we see from the second house. So wealth, even assets, their education, their values, their belief systems, values, philosophy, everything will come under the second house. Even their food habits and all of that. So that is going to be very important also for them. So they need to have good values. Or what do you mean by good values? That is those values which will definitely enable you to be structured, disciplined in life. Okay, they need to value discipline in life. They need to value time, punctuality. So when they have such values, then only it will be possible for them to work hard, because second house is also connected to hard work. It is artha, purushartha. So your hard work. So it is the house of hard work. It is the house which is connected to being structured, goal-oriented, methodical. Okay. So Taurus is connected, and symbol of Taurus is the bull. So when you are focused on your target, you don't know. Otherwise, you have to reach your target. That focus, that dedication, that concentration, having that vision is also important. So that is what you have to do when you have the Atmakaraka, or you may be like that also. If more or less the Atmakaraka planet is well placed, then you will be very goal oriented, and you exactly know what you want, because this is a lot of earth energy is there, I told you. And if your Atmakaraka planet is well placed, if the dispositor is also more or less well placed, you will know what you want in life, and you will relentlessly go on making efforts to achieve those goals. And you can be materialistic. You will want to fulfill your targets and amass wealth, have access to resources. All right, look after your family, be a provider for your family, and also see to it that you can lead a life of comfort, pleasure, luxury, and also maybe and also because you want to be successful in your profession. in your career. Accumulation of resources is very important for you. Now, it could be either for your own purpose or just because you want to lead a life of pleasure and happiness, or it could be both for your own purpose as well as for being able to do some charity. So that will depend on your horoscope. Now let's move on to what will happen when such people will be very grounded, practical also. Very grounded and practical. They will believe in commitments also. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Atmakaraka planet will be in your third house. Third house is this, in the chart of the cosmic man, you have the sign of Gemini. Gemini is symbolized by the twins who are talkative siblings and who are, they show sibling affection, being talkative, intelligent, witty, humorous, having great communication skills, as well as at times they can be indecisive also. So that is the Gemini, all these things, Gemini energy, the air energy. Gemini is air energy. It will be very much present in the third house, and it is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires, material desires, ambition. So when you have the Atmakaraka planet in your third house, you will be very ambitious actually in life. If the Atmakaraka planet is not afflicted, and if the Atmakaraka planet, the dispositor of that planet, is also more or less well placed, then we can say that the Atmakaraka is well placed or powerfully placed in the third house. Then you will believe in your own efforts. You will not rely on anyone else's efforts. You will believe in taking the initiative. You will believe in making efforts. You will believe in your hard work. You will believe in your willpower. You will have courage. You will try out different things. You want to explore various things also initially in life. That is why you may be a little confused, because you can again be somebody who is intelligent also, because this is the third house. You're blessed with a sense of intelligence if the Atmakaraka is well placed in the third house. So you want to explore so many things. You are now so inquisitive. You want to explore this field, that field, and whatnot. Alright. So initially you may suffer from indecision, confusion also. But if the dispositor of the Atmakaraka planet is well placed, and if the Atmakaraka planet also is not getting afflicted, then definitely you will do well. Now, what do you mean by getting afflicted? Suppose, say, Atmakaraka planet has some connection with Rahu, but you are not absorbing the energy of Rahu in any way in your life. Rahu means in-depth research, investigation, occult fields, anything, studying anything which is connected with exploration of hidden knowledge, secretive knowledge. So investigation, science, technology. Rahu is connected to foreign lands. Rahu is also connected to, it could be any sort of sadhana also that you're into. Especially when you worship those deities who are a little, there are certain deities who are a little violent and aggressive also, because they want to annihilate or they want to demolish the devil, like Ma Durga. So goddess Durga is also a deity who is connected with planet Rahu. So if you're into that sort of worship, if you're into foreign lands, if you're into research, investigation, then it is good. But if you're not connected to any of these things, Rahu is connected to technology, anything, any kind of research, investigation in any field. But if you're not connected to anything, any such thing, Rahu is connected to occult also. Then what will happen? Rahu can also show negative things like addiction and all. So that is affliction. When you are not absorbing the energy of Rahu in any way, then definitely Rahu will exhibit its negative energy then. That's what. Okay, so if the Atmakaraka planet is more or less well placed in the third house, then definitely you will get good results. This is an Upachaya Bhava. That means if you go on making efforts in due course of time, you will get good results. In due course of time. You must have patience. You must believe in hard work. You must have a sense of determination. Then you will do very well. And ambition. You must always try to fulfill your ambition. Never give up your ambition in life. That is very important. So believe in your ambition. Work hard towards it. Because third house is also the house of efforts and hard work. Okay? So a lot of air energy in the third house, because we have originally the sign of Gemini here. So third house is connected to being intelligent, having great ideas, great thoughts, taking initiative, having the courage to do or try new things, having the courage to follow your ambition, to pursue your ambition, okay, to follow your dreams. So that is the third house. So when you have Atmakaraka planet in the third house, you will be able to establish your identity in this world if you are hardworking. So that is what you may have some duty towards your siblings, younger siblings especially. Maybe some duty towards your neighborhood. So be dutiful to people in your neighborhood, in your environment. Be compassionate towards your younger siblings if you have any. So all that. And you have to really focus on your efforts, on your hard work when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the third house. And always believe in your dreams and try to fulfill your ambition, okay, in life. Fulfill whatever desires you have, and do that through hard work, okay, through your own efforts. And use your intelligence, your presence of mind, okay. So such people can also have creative skills, because this is the third house. They can have any sort of creative skills. They can have great communication skills, or any sort of artistic or creative skill they may have. So you need to make efforts, go on making efforts, master that skill, and that can enable you to attain establish your identity and attain success. Third house is also connected to your business acumen. So you could be into any sort of business also. Okay, so yeah, so all these things we can say. Third house is also connected to short distance travels. So you may definitely have to undertake short distance travels for any purpose. You may have to undertake that. So that is your life path. Okay, so that can also definitely be there when the Atmakaraka is in the third house. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in the fourth house. When the Atmakaraka planet is in the fourth house, your life definitely can revolve around your home, domestic matters. Okay, you have to definitely discharge your duties towards your mother. Very important. No matter what sort of relationship you have with your mother, you need to understand that because your Atmakaraka planet is in the fourth house, you need to be dutiful towards your mother. Okay, so that is your karma in this life actually. Now the Atmakaraka planet in the fourth house, there is a lot of water energy, because it's originally in the chart of the cosmic man we have the sign of Cancer, and again movable water. So you may undertake travel, it's possible, or the work that you do, it may be connected to travel, tourism, it's possible, to vehicles, to real estate matters. Your profession may be connected to all of that also. Now, your profession may be connected to anything which is connected to the fourth house. So it could be interior decoration, real estate, and so on. Even Vastu consultancy, that's also possible. Or any sort of healing also, because fourth house is connected to the sign of Cancer, which is a movable water sign. So you can be a very good healer also. Now you have a lot of karma and even dharma attached to the fourth house. So you may have your own assets, or you may really want to, because that is the purpose of your life also. So no doubt Atmakaraka shows your soul's purpose. So you may be very happy when you are able to have your own property, own assets, own house. It may be your dream that and it will be very important for you when you have Atmakaraka in the fourth house, that deep rooted desire to have your own assets, that is going to be very important for you in this life. That is, if you are able to have your own plot of land, your own house, you will feel that your life is meaningful. That's possible. Okay, so all these things we can say. So then what else? This is part of the moksha trine. Okay, so you also need to remember that you need to be dutiful to the unprivileged and downtrodden also. So if somebody is in pain, if somebody is in trouble or is in sorrow, then you need to also at times, you need to be a provider, you need to be a savior, you need to be compassionate, merciful. The more you are merciful towards others and compassionate towards the needy and poor, the greater you will prosper in this life, because fourth house is part of the moksha trine. So whenever anybody comes asking for something, anybody comes to you with a maybe begging bowl, or anyone, that person could be, maybe you are just crossing a road and you find somebody begging on the streets, or you are traveling in your car and at some signal your car had to stop and somebody comes knocking at your car window and wants some food or anything, money, so you should help out. So you need to be kind, compassionate. That's very important, because this is part of the moksha trine, the trine of self-realization, compassion, liberation. This is also the trine of intuition, part of that trine of intuition. So you need to make use of your sense of intuition, even creativity. You can also have some creative skills. If you have some creative skills, try to enhance your creative skills. That's very important. Okay, so it could be any sort of creative skill. It could be the art of singing, it could be any sort of creative skill, painting, or it could be or you may have great power of intuition also. So then that's why you can be a good healer also when you have the Atmakaraka planet in your fourth house. And when you're able to heal people, you will gain true happiness. Okay, and you will feel that your life is meaningful and that you have attained your life purpose because you're able to heal people. Okay, so that is also possible. Now let's move on to the next placement. What will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in your fifth house? Friends, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do subscribe and hit the all notification bell. And do not miss the introduction of the video. That's very important. Fifth house is the house of creativity again. It is also the house of knowledge, even your child. So you have some duty definitely attached to your child. You have to look after, if you have a child, you have to look after them. You have to be the provider, you have to be the guide. So that's your moral responsibility. And also it is the house of knowledge and creativity, and fifth house is part of the dharma trine. So you will also need to acquire knowledge, very important, and you may also have a great desire to acquire knowledge. So please give a lot of importance to education, to acquisition of knowledge. Okay, that is very important for you. You may do some mantra sadhana, that is also possible. Okay, you may chant mantras and you may do some sort of sadhana, some sort of spiritual practice wherein you are chanting mantras and you are connecting with divine energies. That is possible. Why you are doing that? Because you're doing that, you want to attain some spiritual enlightenment, or maybe you want to attain spiritual growth, and in that process, through meditation, through mantra chanting, you can enhance your power of intuition. Fifth house is also connected to your intuition, and then again you can be a healer eventually. That is also possible. You can share your knowledge with others. When you have Atmakaraka planet in the fifth house, you should do something independently, because you love your individuality and sense of freedom. You love that. You love your independence. So even if you're doing some job, you should consider doing something of your own. That is very important, so that you can highlight your knowledge, you can somehow showcase your creativity, whatever creativity you have when it is in the fifth house. You may have any sort of creative skills also when you have Atmakaraka planet in the fifth house. You may be a natural entertainer, you may be connected to the entertainment industry, you may be an artist, you may be any sort of person who has any sort of creative skill. Okay, so you need to really enhance your creative skill, and you need to attain mastery, okay, in that field. That is important. Or you may move towards any field of knowledge and go on gaining knowledge. That will add meaning to your life. Okay, when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the fifth house. You may also like to travel to different places. So if it is necessary for you to travel, do that. And gaining knowledge is very important for you. And you may also give a lot of importance to love, spiritual connection, love relationship. So a lot of maybe you have some duty towards a loved one. You love somebody, and that is a spiritual connection with that person, and you have some duty towards them, maybe. So maybe eventually you may get married to the person you love. Okay, so that is also possible. So then definitely you have to be dutiful towards your loved one. But yes, even if you love somebody, when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the fifth house, you may love somebody selflessly, without any selfish motive. You may love someone, and you may really want to reach out to that person whenever they are in need of help or something, because you love selflessly without expecting anything in return. That is also possible when the Atmakaraka planet is in the fifth house. So this is part of the dharma trine, fifth house. So you should follow the path of duty and morality. Very important. When you believe in your moral principles and stick to them, never compromise on your morality, then you will get very good results. You will be able to attain recognition also, perhaps in due course of time, for your work, for the kind of knowledge and creativity that you have. You may get due recognition also in due course of time, and you may attain success also. But always you have to stick to the path of ethicality and morality, and just go on gaining knowledge. Gain knowledge. Very important. Knowledge in any field. So gaining knowledge is important. Okay. And also enhancing your creative skills, your power of intuition. Okay, so if you have great power of intuition, you may also get into speculative business. That is also possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in your 6th house. Okay, so friends, 6th house, what will happen now? 6th house is part of the Earth trine again. So such people, by nature, their inherent nature will be such that they will be very systematic, methodical, very practical, very grounded. Okay, and they will be very goal oriented, very detail oriented, meticulous about details. They will set goals and targets for themselves, and they will believe in attaining those goals and targets through their hard work. They can also have great analytical powers, even healing powers they can have. So in the 6th house, we have a lot of earth energy because we have the sign of Virgo in the chart of the cosmic man. So they will be grounded, practical, and very hardworking. This is the house of hard work again and efforts. Okay, so some karma attached to certain rivals and enemies. Perhaps you may come across them in your professional life or even personal life. You have to deal with them maybe. Some karma attached to even litigations, or some karma even attached to, because that is your life path wherever Atmakaraka is there, or attached to taking loans. So that could also be your life path, that you will have to take up loans in order to fulfill your life purpose. Maybe you want to have assets, or for any other reason you may have to take loans for education purpose, for any purpose you may have to take up loans. That's possible. So you may find yourself in debt also. That is possible. Okay, initially or at certain unless you attain great maturity, say after you attain middle age, so then maybe you will not be that much, you will know by that time, no, because by the time you attain middle age, you know how to deal with your rivals, enemies, and even people who want to harm you. You know how to deal with them, because you somehow know, along with age, you gain wisdom and maturity, and that ability to make any sort of balanced judgment and all. So all that you gain eventually. But initially in life you may be troubled by enemies and rivals, possible competitors. In life, no, it's possible that you may always have to compete with others. That is possible. And you also, now depends on how the Atmakaraka is placed in the 6th house. If it is more or less well placed, no, you will have very positive competitive spirit. You will have great competitive spirit, and you will want to face competition. You will want to face competition, and you will be a fighter. You will never give up, actually. So you can have great analytical powers, even healing powers. When you have Atmakaraka in the 6th house, 6th house is the house of health. 6th house is also the house of health care. So your profession may be connected to health care. It could be connected to the profession of law. So it could also be connected to social service. 6th house is also the house of social service. So yeah, all these things we can say. Then friends, what else? You will want to accumulate resources for yourself, so that you can maybe help people out in society. So you will want to attain wealth in life also, because you want to have access to resources, definitely for that reason also. So when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 6th house, the native can also be materialistic. That is possible. But they may also eventually believe in social service, and they may want to do some sort of social service also. That is also possible. So eventually they may move towards social service. So, and yeah, for fighting against social injustice, fighting against cruelty done to animals, so anything. So you may work for the betterment of society, and all that is possible. You can be a great healer. You can go into the field of medicine. So yeah, when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the 6th house, yes friends, all these things we can say. This is part of the Earth trine, so definitely you will be goal oriented. You will also be systematic, structured, methodical in your approach to work, and you will want to definitely be successful in your profession. You will want to fulfill, attain your targets, and you will want to amass wealth and accumulate wealth. That desire also you can have. Okay, so yeah, all these things are important. So when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the 6th house, you may enter into conflicts with people also. It could be anyone. You may enter into conflicts with them. So try to stay away from conflicts as much as possible. Okay, try to. I know at times people are helpless, no? They are totally caught up in the conflict. But again, because you know the Atmakaraka planet is there, so maybe somehow entering into conflicts with people, or maybe resolving conflicts. Maybe you may be, if you're resolving conflicts, it's a good thing. So instead of getting into conflicts, be somebody who knows how to resolve conflicts. So that will add meaning to your life. Okay, so alright, so all these things. But yes, when the Atmakaraka is in the 6th house, you will give a lot of importance to your daily routine work. You really need to be very structured about your work, about your daily work. So whatever job you're doing or whatever work you're doing, it could be any sort of work, even if you're working independently, you need to have a very systematic approach to work. Then only you can be successful in your work, and you can fulfill your targets, and you can attain wealth in life. You have to be disciplined and systematic. Now let's move on to the next placement. If the Atmakaraka planet is in your, okay, if it is in your 7th house, what will happen? That means for you, relationship is important. 7th house is relationship. Maybe you have a dream of getting married to somebody. You always had a dream, or you still have a dream maybe. So marriage or relationship is going to be very important. You want to be in some sort of committed relationship with somebody. That is important. So when the Atmakaraka planet, which shows the soul's desire, the life purpose, so you feel that my life will find a purpose when I'm with someone and in a very committed relationship, which is a very sacred relationship with somebody, definitely marital relationship. So that sort of relationship I want, so that that sort of partnership will add meaning to my life. You can always think that way. Okay, so find out how the Atmakaraka planet is placed in your 7th house. If it is more or less well placed, you will get good results, and you can have great partnership also. But again, if it is connected with planets like Ketu, then what will happen, that either there will be great spiritual connection with your partner, or some distance may set in, and there could be some detachment or even separation. Okay, so find out which planet is there in the 7th house with the Atmakaraka and all that, or which planet is aspecting your Atmakaraka in the 7th house. For you, independent business will be important also. You want to do something independently. Even if you are doing some job, no, you will always have that desire to do something independently. And 7th house is, it has air energy, a lot of air energy, because in the chart of the cosmic man we have the sign of Libra here. So Libra is an air sign connected to intelligence. Yes, your ability to do some trading. Libra sign also shows you can be very good at trading. You can be good at business. Okay, so that is the Libra energy. So you want to do something of your own. You want to do something independently. That's possible. You will also believe in justice and fairness, because Saturn exalts in Libra. So you will believe in justice, fairness, in structure. Definitely you will believe in all of that. When you have the Atmakaraka planet in your 7th house, you will believe in a balanced, harmonious relationship with people, not just with your partner, not just with your life partner or business partner, but with people at large, with whomever you come across. The world outside, no? With everyone out there, you want to maintain a balanced and harmonious relationship. So everything you believe should be in proportion. Okay? So say you are into independent business and you are a counselor, for example, any sort of counselor you are, and that is, you are into counseling. People come to you. You could be a psychological counselor, say, for example, and you have clients. All right, they reach out to you and you are treating them. Okay, you're doing session with them. Sometimes the person, the client, may have a serious issue, so you may have to do sessions repeatedly with them. I'm just giving you a small example. All right, so repeated sessions with them. Okay, talk therapy and so on. Psychologists, they do that, especially clinical psychologists. So you're a psychological counselor. So in the process, your client, anything can happen, may get attracted to the psychological counselor, because a psychological counselor is again somebody who has to be very kind, compassionate, very understanding. They will have to listen to the client's story very minutely, and then they will reach out to the client also with so much of compassion. Say the client has got attracted. So when you have your Atmakaraka planet in the 7th house, and if it is well placed there, more or less well placed, its dispositor is also well placed, you will know how to deal with your client. Even if your client is getting attracted to you or going out of the way, you will know that my client is just a client, and I will have to treat them as a client, and you will maintain that distance. That will happen when your Atmakaraka is in the 7th house, because you will believe in fairness of treatment. You will believe in justice. This will happen when the Atmakaraka is well placed. Its dispositor is also well placed in the chart. So you will know how to deal with people. So if you are a professional, you will deal with them very professionally, because you believe in fairness of treatment, you believe in justice. Every relationship has to be very balanced, very harmonious. You will know that. So that will happen when the Atmakaraka is in the 7th house. You will never go overboard. You will never go overboard. So whether if you're a doctor, generally you know that my patient is my patient. If you're a teacher, you know that my student is my student. If you're a lawyer, you know that my client is my client. So you will know how to deal with your people, with your with the people with whom you deal, and you will never go overboard, and you will never do anything which is unprofessional. You will not do that if the Atmakaraka is well placed in the 7th house, especially if it is being aspected by Jupiter, and if it is well placed, then you will have that. You will know how to behave, and you will know how to treat or you will know how to deal with the people you come across. So that is the seventh house. Basically, you can also be very ambitious, because seventh house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of ambition. So again, you will be somebody who's very ambitious, very, very ambitious. You will want to achieve your goals, your targets, your ambition. You want to, definitely you can have ambition connected to interpersonal relationship with your person. You want to be in a relationship with somebody. You will want to have meaningful relationships with all the people with whom you come across. Meaningful give and take should be there with them. So you know which person occupies what place in your life, and you will have a very balanced and harmonious relationship with them. So that's what. And you will also have great ambition in life. You will want to, because Kama Trikona, the trine of desires, material desires. So you'll be very ambitious. You will have goals and you will have desires when you have the Atmakaraka in the seventh house. You will want to fulfill all those desires by dint of your intelligence, by dint of your analytical powers, by dint of your ability to, deal harmoniously with people in a very balanced way. So yeah. So you can have great business acumen also when you have the Atmakaraka in the seventh house, and you will be highly ambitious. So when you're able to fulfill your ambition in life, then only you will feel that yes, my life is meaningful. Alright. So alright, now let's move on to the next placement. What will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in the 8th house? Okay, 8th house is again, friends, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do subscribe and hit the all notification bell, and do not miss the introduction of the video. The 8th house is the house of what? Problems, obstacles also. It is actually part of the Moksha trine. It is part of the Moksha trine. So 8th house is connected to, definitely it is connected to obstacles. So it can show that initially in life you may have to face obstacles. Why? Because when you overcome, in the process of overcoming those obstacles, you will transform yourself. So a positive transformation can happen. Your individuality can get positively transformed when you are dealing with problems, obstacles, challenges, and when you really continue to be a fighter. There is a lot of water energy in the 8th house, because originally we have the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is fixed water. So such people, they can also be highly intuitive, creative. They can be great healers, occultists, psychologists. They can be into any field of research, investigation, chartered accountancy, technology. So if you have Atmakaraka in the 8th house, you can be connected to any field of investigation, in-depth study, research. Now, you can also be somebody who's a little secretive, mysterious by nature. That is also possible. But you can have great intuitive powers. So you can be a great healer with this position of Atmakaraka in the 8th house. But yes, you have to remember that initially you may encounter obstacles in life. You must have patience. Okay. So if you have patience, if you have the ability, that fighting spirit also you must have. Okay. Because Mars and Saturn are connected originally to the house, 8th house in the chart of the cosmic man. Mars is the Lord, Saturn is also the significator, 8th house Lord is Mars, and Saturn is also a significator of 8th house. So that fighting spirit is very important. The ability to be a fighter, to face all obstacles with determination. Okay. Then when you overcome obstacles, you will see, after going through hardship, when you overcome obstacles, you will, a positive transformation will happen. So 8th house is connected to disruption of chaos, okay, and reconstruction of a new order. So that is 8th house is connected to transformation. So that's what. And so your life, you will see that your life, you will have to undergo a lot of changes and transformation in life, in any sphere, in any sphere of life, or almost in most of the spheres of life, in your profession, in your relationship. A lot of changes may keep happening, things may keep changing. That's possible, because change is the only constant in your life. But when you have Atmakaraka in the 8th house, see how it is placed and how the dispositor of the Atmakaraka is placed. If it is more or less well placed, you will be highly intuitive, you'll be a healer, you'll help others out, okay? And you will also believe in meditation. Maybe you will move towards spiritual practices, occult practices, or research, investigation, technology. Or else, if it is not so well placed, you may be very vindictive and revengeful also. Such people, if the Atmakaraka is getting afflicted, or if the dispositor is not well placed in the chart, they may also take recourse to violence, okay, against others. Suppose they want to seek revenge against somebody, then they may get violent also. That is also possible. But you have to remember that 8th house, your Atmakaraka is in the 8th house. So even if you have to undergo obstacles, hardships in life, you have to remember that if you really have the courage to face these obstacles, if you really have the ability to connect with your inner self and face all challenges and obstacles, then you will get good results. You must have patience, and then you will see a positive transformation will come about in your life when you have the Atmakaraka in the 8th house. And occult fields, you can get into the occult. You can be a great occultist. You can be a great healer when you have Atmakaraka in the 8th house. Now let's move on to the next placement. What will happen when the Atmakaraka and Moksha trine? 8th house is part of the Moksha trine. So be compassionate, be kind to others, be forgiving also. So try to be merciful to others and believe in charity, very important, when the Atmakaraka planet is in the 8th house. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in the 9th house. In the 9th house, this is the house of dharma. And Atmakaraka planet is also connected to your dharma and responsibility. It is coming to the house of dharma, and 9th house is also part of the dharma trine. So a lot of dharma, duty. So you have to be dutiful towards your family, towards your profession, towards your society. Be dutiful. Believe in being morally upright. Stick to your moral principles, ethics, no matter what. Then you will get good results. When you have Atmakaraka in the 9th house, you should acquire knowledge, higher knowledge, specialization in any field of knowledge. That is also possible. You should gain specialization in any field of knowledge, okay? Or you should acquire higher knowledge, spiritual knowledge, mystical knowledge, even religious knowledge, knowledge of religious texts, scriptures. So gain knowledge. That's very important. Gaining knowledge, gaining higher knowledge is the purpose of your life actually, when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 9th house. So you can do any sort of sadhana, any sort of religious practices, even spiritual practices, when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 9th house. After all, this is originally the house of Jupiter, and you have a lot of fire energy because you have the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is mutable fire. So such people, they can have strange goals also at times. It's not very easy to understand when you have Atmakaraka in the 9th house, no? At times you may be misunderstood by people, or because this sign is a little strange also, because look at this symbol of Sagittarius, which is originally in the 9th house. It is a centaur, half human, half beast, that is pointing an arrow towards the boundless infinite sky. So you have great ambition, you have great goals in life, and you know that you have to achieve those goals and targets. People around you may not understand, they may even misunderstand you, they may find you strange, even awkward at times. But when you are really bent upon chasing your targets and goals and following your ambition, you're optimistic actually. When Jupiter is more or less well placed, when the Atmakaraka is well placed and its dispositor is well placed in the chart, then you will be very optimistic, goal oriented. You will have a great vision of the future, and you will be very progressive in your thinking. You will also want to explore various fields of knowledge, and you may want to attain knowledge. You may want to go on gaining knowledge in life. So that is possible, and you will believe in doing your duty. So you will definitely discharge your duties and responsibilities towards your family, towards the society, even towards your profession. You will be very dutiful also. You will follow the path of dharma. You can also travel to foreign places, some karma attached to travel. So you may have to travel to foreign places. That is also possible. If you travel to foreign places, and maybe if you travel to some foreign place, and you may feel that that your life is meaningful because you have traveled to some foreign place. Either you may settle down there or you may come back to your homeland, but that the very act of traveling, going to some other place, traveling to some other place for work or for any sort of purpose, for exploration of anything. Maybe you want to gain knowledge, or you are into some sort of adventurous task, because when you have Atmakaraka in the 9th house, such people, they can be risk takers. They are great adventurers and dreamers also. That is possible. Some duty attached to father. You should be dutiful towards your father. Even you should respect your gurus, your teachers, and be dutiful towards them. You may visit places of worship. Very important. Do some donations, for the places of worship. That is also good. So all these things we can say when the Atmakaraka planet is in your 9th house. What will happen when the Atmakaraka planet now goes to the 10th house? Now, so just one more thing I want to mention about Atmakaraka in the 9th house. This is part of the dharma trine. So you have to gain knowledge. You may also be very creative. You may have some creativity. So enhance your creative skill. Or you may have great power of intuition also. So your life purpose is to just do your duty, discharge your duties. That's it. Now let's move on to Atmakaraka in the 10th house. 10th house is part of the Artha trine. Artha trine means the trine of hard work, material gains, and wealth also. So such people, when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 10th house, you can be very materialistic also. You are very hardworking. You want to gain wealth, accumulate resources. You are very disciplined, very structured, systematic in your work, even detail oriented. You believe in your efforts. You believe in hard work. You are practical and grounded, because in the 10th house we have a lot of earth energy. In the original cosmic man chart, we have the sign of Capricorn, which is an earth sign, and Capricorn is movable earth. So you want to you have plans. You want to implement those plans because you want to move ahead in life. You are ambitious also because you want to accumulate wealth in life, accumulate resources. Now either you want to accumulate resources because you want power. You believe that wealth is power. So I have to accumulate resources because I want to lead a life which is a life of luxury, comfort. I want to have access to resources. I want to be powerful. Either you may have such thoughts, or you may believe that I have to work hard because I want to have access to resources and wealth, because I have to look after my family, and I also have to make sure that I am also healthy and comfortable, but I also have some karma attached to the downtrodden. That is also possible. That will depend on how you have other planetary placements in your chart. So you may want to accumulate wealth, resources, because you have some higher purpose. That is also possible. Because you want to do charity, you want to help out people in old age homes and orphanages. Okay, you want to help out the unprivileged, downtrodden maybe. So that is why you want to accumulate resources. That is also possible. But nevertheless, you will be materialistic, you will be grounded, you will be hardworking, disciplined, structured. You will want to gain authority. Authority does not mean only political power, gaining power in politics. Authority means gaining power in whichever field you are. So suppose you're in any sort of field, any sort of profession, you want to do your work so perfectly that people look up to you for guidance and they consider you to be an authority in that field. That means you know so much about that field that now you have power, that people will now turn to you. Whenever they want to know anything, they will turn to you for guidance. So that sort of authority you want to establish. So whatever profession, 10th house is connected to your karma and profession. So let us talk about profession first. So you want to gain authority in your profession also. You want to see to it that you do your work so well that no one else can do it in a better way. So having authority, having command over your field, that's what you want. That in my field of work, there is no one else who can compete with me. Then what will happen? I will have absolute power now. So that sort of power you may want to gain. It's possible. Ultimately, it also can mean that you want to gain success in your endeavors, especially in your professional endeavors. A lot of karma attached to your profession. Your life can revolve around your profession. When you have Atmakaraka Planet in the 10th house, when you're not working, you cannot be peaceful actually. When you're doing your work properly, you know, okay, I'm doing my work properly. I've done my work. I've done my duty. Then you can party. Then you can go out with friends maybe or family and you can relax and chill. Otherwise you can't. You can't just relax. If you have not done your work properly, you cannot relax. Your work is so important. Because it is now connected to your soul's desire. It is connected to, the soul is longing for that area of life, that to attain perfection in that area of life. It is your life purpose, and your soul somehow wants you to attain that life purpose, that my life is going to be meaningful only when I can do meaningful work, only when I'm dutiful towards my profession. Now 10th house is not just profession, it is also your karma. So when you have Atmakaraka Planet in the 10th house, you will give a lot of importance to karma in life. More than fortune or destiny, you will believe in karma. You'll be a very karma oriented person. You will believe that everything is karma. When I do something, if I'm engaging in some good karma, positive karma, it will have its own ramifications. If I'm indulging in negative karma, it will have its own ramifications and consequences. So you will always be conscious of the karma. And you will believe that whatever is happening to me, it's because I'm facing some karma. Whatever we face in this present life is the prarabdha karma. Okay? But now it will depend on how spiritually elevated you are. But because you are so practical, so you will believe in your work, in your prarabdha, that this is my karma, this is what I have to do, this is how I have to, I will have to believe in my karma, my work, my ability to work hard. So that sort of mindset you will have when you have the Atmakaraka in the 10th house. That I will believe in my work, my efforts, my hard work, my ability to chase my goals, my targets, my ability to work hard, and my ability to accumulate resources. You will rely on that. You will believe in your actions. You will believe in your hard work when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the 10th house. So work is everything for you in life. Okay? So, and you know that it is only through work that I can establish my identity in this world. So, yeah. So you will believe that even karma has the power to change destiny or to mold destiny. You may even believe that. If I engage in good karmas, then maybe that is everything in life. So I have to be practical, I have to be grounded, and I have to believe in working hard. You can have this mindset. Now let's move on to through your profession or whatever work you are doing, you will want to establish your identity. Now let's move on to the next house. What will happen when the Atmakaraka planet is in your 11th house? If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, friends, then please do subscribe and hit the all notification bell. And do not miss the introduction of the video. When the Atmakaraka planet is in the 11th house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of material desires. Now you will be somebody who's very ambitious. Okay? Ambitious about attaining your goals in life. 11th house is also, it has a lot of air energy because we have the sign of Aquarius. But you will be very intelligent also. You will use your intelligence, your ability to do research, investigation, your knowledge. You will use your knowledge. 11th house is also connected to knowledge, research, investigation because it is the air sign of Aquarius. So you will want to do all of that also, not just to fulfill your own ambition, but also you have a great ambition to serve the society. That is also possible. You will want to serve the society. So you will not be somebody who will, but again, it depends how the Atmakaraka planet is placed in the 11th house. If it is more or less well placed, its dispositor is also well placed, then you will have such thoughts. Otherwise, no, if it is not well placed, you can also set unrealistic targets for yourself. You can be too ambitious and you don't know actually what you want in life. So this will happen when Atmakaraka is not well placed. But if it is well placed, if the dispositor is well placed, then you exactly know what you want and you will make use of your knowledge, your ability to go to the depth of things, analyze things, your analytical powers, your research abilities. You will use all of that to fulfill your ambition, your material desires, and you will also have a desire to help out the unprivileged or the weaker sections of the society. That also. You can also work hard to help people out. You can dedicate your life to humanitarian causes, social causes. That is also possible. You may be connected to NGOs, social welfare organizations. You want the collective good of people. Okay, you will think about the collective. You will not be self-centered. So this will happen when the Atmakaraka is well placed in the 11th house. You will think of people, the people around you. You will think of them also. Am I really being able to help them out? If people are unprivileged, needy, you will want to reach out to them. You will want to help them out. You will believe in humanitarianism. You will also believe in philanthropy. It's possible. Okay. So all these things, when the Atmakaraka planet is in the 11th house, nevertheless you will be very intelligent, great analytical skills, and you will want to fulfill your ambition, your goals, your targets, your material desires by dint of your intelligence, by dint of your reasoning ability, by dint of your analytical skills, by dint of your knowledge. You will want to fulfill your ambition and goals. even by dint of your efforts. This is part of the Kama Trikona. You will believe in your own efforts also. You will believe in your own individual efforts. You also value individuality. You also want freedom. You can also be somebody who's very, not just knowledgeable, but very unconventional also in your approach to things. Okay? You can be, that's why you can also be very creative. You can have creativity. And you will want to, that is why such people, because you are so unconventional in your whole approach to things in life, whether it is any issue, social issue, whether it is your profession, whether it is any matter, you will have a very unconventional take on things. And whatever whatever be your viewpoint, so your viewpoint, your thoughts will be guided by your knowledge. They will be guided by your reasoning ability. You will rely a lot on your own reasoning ability. And you really want to help people out. You really want to dedicate your life for humanitarian causes. At the same time, you want to fulfill your own ambition and desires also. You have great ambition when you have Atmakaraka Planet in the 11th house. When you're able to fulfill your targets, your goals, you become very happy. You are working hard, and especially when you're able to achieve your goal and target, that gives you real happiness. And then you feel that yes, I have been able to achieve my target, my goal, my ambition has been fulfilled. So that is adding meaning to my life now. So that is your life purpose. That you want to be successful in all your endeavors. You want to fulfill your ambition. Okay? You may have some karma attached to your elder siblings also. Or also to the people in your social network. Be dutiful towards them. Deal with them in a very ethical way with people in your social network, your elder siblings. You will get good results. Okay? And you'll be successful in your endeavors and efforts, and you will become very prosperous also in due course of time, and you'll be able to fulfill your soul's desire. You'll be able to fulfill your ambition in life, and that's it. So all these things, your life will, you believe that my life will be meaningful only when I'm able to fulfill the goals, the targets that I have set for myself. I have a certain ambition. I have to fulfill that ambition. You can also be somebody who's a little mysterious, because why? The Aquarius energy is also connected to Rahu, not just Saturn, but also Rahu. Okay? Saturn, Rahu, these planets, they can also be connected to being mysterious. Even Uranus is connected to Aquarius energy. And look at the symbol, water bearer. That symbol itself is so mysterious, water bearer. So so you can be a little, at times you may be mysterious, secretive, you may have certain purposes, goals. People may not understand you, they may misunderstand you, they may think that you're chasing unrealistic targets. But if you really know what you want to achieve, you will end up achieving. If you really have clarity of thought and purpose, you will end up achieving. Okay, because your way of looking at life is so unconventional. Your way of looking at your profession, your way of looking at how you need to deal with the world is so unconventional, is so unique, extraordinary. That is why people will not be able to make sense of all that. So they may call you crazy and whatnot. But again, if the Atmakaraka is more or less well placed, its dispositor is also well placed, then you know what you want, and you know that someday I'll be able to fulfill my ambition. And miracles can happen also in due course of time. And then people will look upon that as miracle. That, oh my God, this person has, prospered so much. This person has gained so much of success, and that is miraculous. So anything is possible for you. Sky is the limit for you. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Atmakaraka planet will be in the 12th house. 12th house is part of the moksha trine, and a lot of water energy, because it is connected to Pisces, and Pisces is movable water. So a sort of duality of character and personality also may be there in you. You may at times, find a hard time, or you may at times struggle, to balance your sense of idealism and reality. So, on the one hand, you're so idealistic. You have dreams, you have great imagination, you're so creative. You are, a deep thinker, you're deeply thoughtful, and you have a different world of, ideas and ideals. And you'd like to remain in that beautiful world of idealism. But you have to find at some point in time, definitely you will have to face the world of reality. And that is the greatest challenge for people who have Atmakaraka in the 12th house, because you have to strike a balance between your sense of idealism and your confrontation of reality. So that is it. So initially, your life path, you're in the 12th house. Atmakaraka is in the 12th house. So your life path, your soul's desire, your responsibility, duty will all be connected to 12th house. 12th house is maybe foreign lands. Maybe you may have to go to some foreign land and settle down there. If that happens, it's very good for you. Alright? Or you may have a lot of karma attached to people belonging to foreign cultures, different ethnicities and cultures, foreign people, foreign clients, you may have to deal with them, or foreign based companies, you may be connected to them. You may have to deal with the Pisces energy, actually. Originally in the chart of the cosmic man, we have Pisces. So it is also connected to this is water sign and mutable water, and it is in the 12th house. So it is also connected to being intuitive. So you may be into any field of intuition where you need to use your sense of intuition, your knowledge and intuition, because Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter, even Neptune. So great intuition, imagination, power. So you will have to use your knowledge, your intuition. So 12th house is the house of spending of energy. So use your knowledge, use your power of intuition to guide others, help others, to share your knowledge with others. Do that. To heal others. That will add meaning to your life when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 12th house. You may also have to, indulge in investments. If you indulge in meaningful investments, it will be good for you. Meaningful investments, they will give good returns to you, and you will feel that yes, I have invested some money. So investments, 12th house is also connected to investments. You may consider doing some investments. Okay, you need to control your curb the tendency to spend your resources. That is why I said instead think about investments. So do not indulge in extravagant expenditure of resources or even energy. Don't waste your energy also, because 12th house is also connected to bed pleasures. So do not waste your vital energy in indulging in excessive bed pleasures. Even if initially in life you may be confused, you may be into all of that sort of addiction, it may happen if the planet is not so well placed. And even if it is more average, its placement is average, initially you may be, you may get deviated from your real life purpose, and you may be confused, because Pisces and 12th house can show confusion. Okay. You want to be comfortable, you want to lead a comfortable, peaceful life, So you're not able to adjust with people also, it can show. So you're so confused also. You want to have pleasures, you want to seek pleasures. So initially in life, until you attain maturity, say at least until the age of 33, 35, you may be a little confused what you really want from life. That on the one hand, you have certain principles, certain ideals. On the other hand, the people you come across, they are not able to, they're not able to do justice to those ideals. So they are not you're not able to understand them. So you'd sometimes end up distancing yourself from those people, or with the people with whom you interact. You finally distance yourself. You move into solitude, isolation, and you may at times have a tendency to escape from problems also. Okay, you may escape into your own private space, and you may seek solitude, isolation. But if you're doing that and you're in isolation, but if your isolation will become really meaningful when you are engaged in meaningful practices like meditation, connecting with divine energies. Do not engage instead in self gratification, and that all that is momentary pleasure. Instead of that, it is not, I'm not saying that you have to become a saint and you have to remain away from all of that, totally not that, but don't go overboard, because 12th house can also show getting addicted to something also. So don't, instead of that, try to maintain a balance, that yes, I have a desire to do something, but then I also have to be realistic. So I have to come back to reality. I have to strike a balance. I have to also connect with my inner self. So in fact, when you have Atmakaraka, so all these things, all these problems, dilemma, you may be caught in such dilemma initially in life. I'm saying that also in case of those people in whose chart Atmakaraka is not so well placed. But if it is more or less well placed, then you can also be very spiritual. You will be very spiritual. I'm coming to that. So if it is if its placement is average, then initially some confusion, struggling with your own self, conflicts going on within you, dilemma, confusion, indecision, and finally you will come out of that indecision or illusion, and you will move towards your inner self-realization. You'll move inwards. You'll look inwards. And the moment you turn inwards and attain self-realization, you will do very well. So you should connect with some divine energies through some sadhana, spiritual practices, meditation. Then you will be able to gain higher knowledge. You can also become a great healer. Okay, so now those who have Atmakaraka in the 12th house, this is a great placement if you realize that your life purpose is connected to 12th house matters. So 12th house matters means spiritual practices, meditation, sadhana, donation, charity. 12th house is also connected to the use of your creative energy, creativity, intuition. So you could have any sort of creative energy. Okay, so you are spending that creative energy. You may have any sort of creative skill, great power of intuition also. Okay, great ability to go to the depth of things and do research, investigation, any sort of research and investigation in any field of technology, law, psychology, occult. It could be any field. Gaining knowledge through research, in-depth study, investigation. That is what you should do when the Atmakaraka planet is in the 12th house. You have to go to the depth, actually. Depth of things. Then you gain knowledge, you gain wisdom. You're able to, make a balanced judgment. You're able to strike a balance between your idealism and your necessity to also come to terms with reality. So you'll become very balanced and mature then, and then you'll in fact be able to impart your knowledge. You'll be able to guide others. You can be a counselor, you can be a healer, you can be an occultist, psychologist, you can be into any field of research, investigation when you have the Atmakaraka planet in the 12th house. So that's what you have to realize, that initially there could be confusion because the Pisces energy, it exhibits a sort of duality. So initially some confusion may be in life, because this 12th house also is in a way the house of challenges, even obstacles. So you will have to overcome all of that, okay, through patience, through gaining knowledge. Then what will happen? You will be able to see a positive transformation in your life. Okay, 12th house can also transform you. It is also connected with transformation. And then once that positive transformation happens, you'll be able to help others. You'll be able to reach out to those who are in need, because this is part of the moksha trine also, 12th house. So you'll be compassionate, merciful to people. You can help them out as a healer, or you can just engage in charity. You can help out the people. You can impart knowledge to people who are ignorant and who want to gain knowledge. So you can impart knowledge to them. So 12th house is spending your energy, your resources, your time. Spend your energy, resources in a fruitful way, in a meaningful way. Try to help others out. In that process, you will see you will become successful in life. Why? Because you will be able to attain your life purpose in that process. When you help others, when you think of others, when you gain knowledge, wisdom, and when you're ready to share that knowledge with others, when you're ready to help others or heal others in some way, or even if you're into research, investigation, technology, you are engaged in inventing something, some invention, some discovery. So that is again for the good of mankind. So when you're thinking about others, actually, you will get good results. When the Atmakaraka is in the 12th house, you be kind and merciful and benevolent to others, and the divine will bless you and will make you prosperous. Okay? And connect with your inner self, very important. When Atmakaraka planet is in the 12th house, connect with your inner self, engage in meditation, very important, or some spiritual practices. You should engage in all of that. These things will add meaning to your life, and you will feel that yes, I have attained my life purpose. Okay, so yeah. And when you have Atmakaraka planet in the 12th house, by nature also you may be somebody who's forgiving, somebody who has great desire to attain spiritual growth. That can be your inherent nature as well. That will happen if the Atmakaraka is well placed in the 12th house. Okay friends, that was my take on Atmakaraka in all 12 houses of your birth chart. If you've been able to connect with whatever I have said, you can let me know in the comment box. And if you want personal consultation, details are there in the video description. Friends, be kind to people who are in need of help. Okay, believe in being charitable. Help the poor and downtrodden in whatever way you can. And also be kind and merciful to all animals, birds and creatures. They too have the right to live. We should always remember that. See you next time, friends. Thank you.